Most people are not willing to do this. So watch all the way till the end, because if this is the one that you're willing to do, you're gonna stand out from the rest and you're going to end up with a good catch that you actually want to be with, who treats you well for the rest of your life. And guess what? He's gonna totally be obsessed with you.
That was easy.
Hey guys, I'm Jasmine. So are you ready to learn what makes a guy completely obsessed? Because that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Make sure that you stay tuned all the way till the end, because I'm going to tell you exactly the attitude that you need to have to totally pull this off. What makes a guy completely obsessed? Now, I'm going to just assume that you guys are trying to attract a guy that you are actually in love with and that you're not using this for negative reasons. But before we get into it, if you've been watching my videos and you enjoy my content, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell button, and click all to receive all notifications. If you like my content and you want more content like this, join my group on Facebook for tons of unlisted videos, sexy rampages, and live Q&A. That's in the pinned comment below. I also have courses for you guys and coaching. Those links are below as well. All right, so what makes a guy completely obsessed with you? Number one, and I'm gonna explain this fully, so make sure that you tag along, because I want you to understand this concept completely. Number one, you're always doing your own thing. So this has nothing to do with ignoring him. This is just when you move to the beat of your own drum. It doesn't mean that you play hard to get, because that would be imbalanced. It means you have your own things that you do for yourself. You know what you need and you fulfill your own needs. You know what you like, what you enjoy, and you follow your joy no matter what he is doing. You don't let him get in the way of your needs and your joy and your stability. So if he wants to be close to you, he needs to make adjustments in order to make his life compatible and harmonious with yours. And that's okay, because you're prioritizing yourself instead of prioritizing him. And that's a really huge mistake that a lot of people make, is they want to start prioritizing the partner instead of themselves. But what the man likes about you is that you prioritize yourself. So that's something that you need to keep intact when that person is around. This makes you so much more desirable to them. When he sees that you don't let him get in the way of you doing you, it's a huge automatic turn on. It's psychological, it's automatic. Now, how does this go with law of attraction and manifesting? Because when I don't need something, that means I already have it. When I'm really relaxed about it, that means I'm secure about it. And what I'm secure about tends to stick around and stay and serve me, just like my breath. I'm secure about my breath. I got it, it sticks and it stays. That's what you want with your man. So number two is a coquettish tendency. This creates a fun, flirtatious, push and pull sort of tension, which is refreshing and enticing and alluring, and because it's fun. And this is something that people will do in the beginning, and then they get lazy and things start to get boring and it takes all the zest out of their relationship. You want to kind of keep this going. There's a very simple way. This has nothing to do with manipulation. It's just kind of this flirtatious, fun perspective. So the coquette, it means that you sort of go back and forth. And this is going to happen naturally when you're prioritizing yourself and your needs and your joy. That way you don't end up being something that he needs to take care of. You take care of yourself, and then your cup is full, and then you can just really be a joy when you're around him. You don't end up being naggy or begging or needing or resentful or desperate for anything. You don't have to try to push and pull and get him to change anything. All of the tension can be flirtatious, sexual, fun tension. And that's good for your relationship. That puts good stuff into your relationship and good stuff into his head. So you're doing your own thing. You're not doing it to avoid him. You're doing it because you prioritize yourself and take care of yourself. But then when he does come around, and when you do come around him, and when he makes efforts to come around you and take you out and hit you up, you joyfully reciprocate his efforts. You give him this genuine appreciation, and whenever he's around, you want to make it your intention to have a happy, playful spirit. You want to be warm, and you want to be able to reciprocate those affections and efforts that he is showing to you. So you've got this balance going on where you're not the one that's obsessed with him. You're obsessed with being involved in your own life in a very healthy, balanced way. As you're doing that, you're giving him space to think about you and miss you. Then he comes around to try to win your attention, and you reward the attention that he is giving you. Now, everything that I'm saying, it sounds very action-oriented, but action is based in vibration. So your attitude first needs to be this concept of yourself that you have that, hey, I'm important and I prioritize my joy. That's all law of attraction. Prioritize your joy. Live in the end. Know that I can prioritize myself and what I want is going to come to me one way or another. No, I don't have to do anything to need or win this over. There's no need in your vibration. You can only do these things when you have a healthy concept of yourself and you are aligned and your priority is joy. So that is the crux behind all of this that I'm saying. So whenever he comes around, whenever you are around him, you are a pure delight. And whenever he's not around, you're not begging to be with him or and you're not sitting around becoming resentful and sour because you're prioritizing yourself, you're doing fun things, you're following your joy, you're filling your life up with amazing, awesome, wonderful things. And that balance, that ability to be detached in a healthy way, not in a manipulative way, not in a fake way, you're doing this genuinely. And when he sees that, and this is energetically speaking, if you're doing all of these things, you're not putting any negative energy into the mix. You're not feeling any resentment for him. You're not feeling insecure because you're involved in your own healthy concept of yourself. So all of this will allow that other person to be super drawn to you, super obsessed with you, super doting on you, super pursuing you. This is how you become the cool girl in his eyes. You don't need him, you appreciate him. He enhances your quality of life and you appreciate that. And in turn, he will super duper appreciate that you are so poised, you're so collected, and you're so cool. You're so calm, you're so easy to deal with, and you are able to, go back and forth and come and go as is appropriate for the situation without needing to push and pull in an unhealthy way. This creates a healthy space and relationship. But when you have a healthy space happening, it's very easy to close in on that space because he's going to feel comfortable doing so when you invite him energetically by giving him a space that feels comfortable and alluring and warm. He will want to pursue that. He will naturally be magnetized and attracted to that calm, cool, poised, equilibrium energy. You're creating a safe space and a healthy space, not only for him, but for you. This is for the both of you. Number 3 is the most important key that I see most people completely ignoring. Most people do not have this at all. They are simply not willing. They're too insistent on whatever it is that they think that they want. Most people are not willing to do this. So watch all the way till the end so that you understand this, because if this is the one that you're willing to do, you're gonna stand out from the rest and you're going to end up with a good catch that you actually want to be with, who treats you well for the rest of your life. And guess what? He's gonna totally be obsessed with you. Number 3 is you're always willing to cut bait if he doesn't measure up. This is the most essential component to manifesting a person to make a shift within themselves to show up the way that you want them to. This is the one thing that most people are not willing or able to do. But you need to know this is the most important thing. And the quicker that it happens, the better. Now, cut bait does not mean in a resentful, negative way. I'm going to tell you exactly what your attitude needs to be and what your philosophy needs to be behind this. This is not a manipulative tit for tat. I'm going to try to manipulate you into doing what I want by pushing and pulling your feelings. No. When you are implementing this cut bait detachment tactic, this is for healthy reasons and good reasons. This is because you fully understand your value and you fully honor yourself, and it's because you're living in the end. You're living in the end, and so if something that's happening here isn't matching that, you don't feel any sort of obligation to keep entertaining and playing with this when you can just move forward towards your end and not have to deal with that. You have to stop interacting with the thing that isn't what you want in order to allow the thing that you want to come to you. So his role in your life is not a need, it's a life enhancement. You need to know what you deserve and who you are and how valuable that you are. That way, if he treats you anything outside of that, if there's any manipulation or abuse, if there is any indecent behavior, immediately you're going to know, because you have your strong boundaries, this is not acceptable. And there's no pain in that. See, for a lot of people, they experience the pain associated with, oh no, this person isn't treating me the way that I want. But that has to do with an inaccurate perception. You're only going to feel pain when you're not actually living in the end. And if you think that you need this particular person in this particular moment to treat you the way that you want to be treated in order to be happy, you will not be able to live in your end, and you will not be able to get with your end, because you're going to be here instead, and you're going to be wrestling with the way this is showing up, trying to get this to change, instead of simply holding your end and being on track towards your end and honoring your end and honoring yourself in the process, and therefore triggering the reflection to reflect that back to you. So that is why you attract what you allow. If you allow a version of the manifestation that you do not desire without detaching from it and cutting bait, then you are lending energy and attention to that version, and that sustains it and that keeps it going. So literally, you have to have this cut bait detachment thing that happens, and you say, oh, that's not in alignment with my end. You completely release it. Now, the releasing is not negative. It's not a negative emotional experience. That is very, very key. The way that you experience this cut bait, if you're doing it with resentment, you are involved in it and you will keep it going whether you cut bait or not. So there has to be this clean inner cut, this clean inner detachment, where it's like vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream. I want vanilla ice cream. That doesn't mean I have to hate chocolate ice cream or hold anything against it. Chocolate ice cream is fine. It's just not what I want. No, thank you. So you have to have this, oh, no, thank you attitude. That was fun. This was fun. I appreciate all of the fun that we had, but this is inappropriate and it's not what I want. So I guess, no, thank you. I have created all kinds of changes in all kinds of men by using this tactic of not really blaming them, not resenting them, and not trying to get them to change, just saying, oh, no thank you. Nothing against you, that's just not what I want. That's not my style. There's nothing wrong with this. You simply have a no tolerance policy when it comes to the mutual standards that you have. These are your mutual, like, this is the way that I treat you. This is not a double standard. Like, this is the way that we need to have respect in our relationship. He steps outside of that. Oh, no thank you. And there is nothing that will make a man more obsessed with you than when he sees that you love and value yourself more than you love him. You are not willing to sacrifice your self-worth and your joy and your quality of life for someone who wants to treat you in a way that you do not deserve. If you do this immediately from the beginning and without acting like a sore loser, you will gain the utmost respect from this person, and it will make them chase you and be obsessed with you. They're going to have a very unique respect for you, and that is highly attractive. He'll thank you for that. If you're still watching this video, that means that you liked it. So make sure that you click the like button, subscribe, hit the bell button, hit all to receive all notifications. If you want to join my group for more videos like this, or live Q&A, or sexy rampages, or whatever, that link is in the pinned comment below. I have coaching, I have multiple courses for you guys. All those links are below. Here's a playlist I highly recommend if you want to make him super obsessed with you. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
That was easy.